Alrighty, well hello there Manchester biology students. So today what I'm going to do with you is I am going to go through our process for how we read a section of a particular chapter in our biology textbook. So obviously the first thing we need to do is make sure we have our biology textbook available to us. So you're going to make sure you do that. And the first one of the school year is the assignment for 1.3, which is Study in Life. And so what my students are going to do is you are to open up a Google Doc, and up here it says untitled document. We're going to change that to say reading assignment 1.3 dash, and the title of it is Studying Life. Okay? Then usually what I will do is okay, so the first thing we do is we open it up to the section. For this one, it starts on page 17. And we are going to first look at and work with vocabulary. So on the right-hand side, you're going to see a purple heading that says vocabulary. And you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms in there. And so the first thing I do in my document is I create a heading, vocabulary, okay? I bold that just so it's easy to see. Number 1, so I put a 1, and the first term is the term biology, okay? So I write in biology dash, okay? Let's see if I can't make this even a little bit bigger. There, vocabulary, biology 1, or biology. So what I do is I look up either in the reading itself, or I flip to the very back of the classroom, or back of the book, there's a glossary. And in that glossary, we can also find the information we're looking for, which is the definition of the word biology. Okay? Biology, by definition, it's also in Spanish here, is the scientific study of life. So, the scientific study of life. And then you would do the same thing for term number 2 and term number 3 all the way through all 7 terms. So you define DNA and then stimulus, etc. All right? For time purposes on this video, I am going to skip. So after we get done with doing that, then what we do is we go through and we read the entire section. So we start on page 17, and we begin reading. Now one of the things I want you to know is you'll see things like figure 1-12, is it alive? And there's a picture with some different things. Not only do you want to read the text that is in your books, you also want to know any figures, any charts, or any tables. The next page, where there's a visual summary, the characteristics of living things, figure 1-13. This page is incredibly important because it covers many of, in bold, the different things that characterize living things. And that's what this entire section is principally about. So we keep reading, We read about fields of biology, we read about biological investigations, measurements, safety, etc. Okay? And once we are done with that, we are then going to flip back to the beginning of the section, because at the beginning of section 1.3, there are 4 key questions in purple. They're right above where it says vocabulary. And the first one is, what characteristics do all living things share? So first of all, I'm going to write key questions. And then I write, again, number 1, what characteristics do all living things share? And so I would have just read the section, right? So I'd be like, oh, I know where I read that. And you'd flip over to page 18, which indeed was this large visual summary chart right here, right? And so what you would say is, okay, let's bullet those. The first one is that living things are based on a universal genetic code. The second one, living things grow and develop. And you would keep going throughout all of these headings to answer that key question. Then you would look back again on page 17 at the key question, and you would answer number 2. What are the central themes of biology? Oh, those are found on pages 20 and 21, because I read it before I did the key questions, and so on and so forth. And that is how we read. Now, when we're done with this, and I should have bolded that as well, okay? You are going to share these with Mr. Gerbe. Now, in Edmodo, you are going to see a heading, all right? It'll be Edmodo, right? And there will be an assignment for you. So let me log in real quick. And you're going to see something to the effect of this. And I gave a description, right? When we read a section of text, here's what we do. Open your book to chapter 21, section 3, page 17. First, we out and define vocabulary. Read the entirety of it. Now look at the first page of the section. For each key question, write out the key question and provide an answer. Now for this one, because it's the last one, I'm having you do a standardized test prep, which is on page 31. But I will only do that if it is the last section of the text, okay? But class, this is how we do a reading assignment. These reading assignments for Virtual Wednesdays are due and to be turned in and submitted by 2 p.m. And where you're going to do that is you're going to hit submissions, right? And you're going to submit them there. Now, I see a whole different screen than you guys do. You see, I see this. No one's turned it in just yet. But what you guys see is you see the ability to turn them in. Remember, I will not click back and forth, so do not copy, cut, paste in a link. I want you to, you can like under create, you can paste it in, right? Like we've done with our Google Docs thus far. Or the other thing that you can do is you can send me, you can embed it right then and there in there, okay? So, I hope that you are having a tremendous day. If you do have to send me a link on this one, let me know. Edmodo might do that. If it does, there's the only thing that you need to make sure is that if you end up submitting a link for this, that you make absolutely certain that I can open it. If I cannot open it and cannot obtain it, I cannot give you points and see it by 2 o'clock. You got that? So let's back up. For submitting your assignment, right, you are going to, I hope, copy, cut, paste it into Edmodo. If you cannot do that, you will send me the Google link for the assignment, making absolutely certain that you've gone back here under Share and make sure that you, right, change the settings to anyone with the link can do it. Okay? Then I will be able to open it. And the link button, the share, will look different now. It'll say public on the web. Anyone on the internet can open it. And that is how we read a section of biology text. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon back in class.